Public hearing. City of Washington, August 10th, 2020, 6:30 p.m. Common Council Chamber. Everybody that's here needs to sign that sign-in sheet for the public hearing, please, if you haven't already done so. And if not, we'll go ahead and pass that around. If you. This public hearing is to request a vacate of a certain public way in the Kinsler's addition to the City of Washington. Does anybody in the crowd have anything to say about this vacating this public way? Okay. Hearing none. We're going to close this public hearing at 6:34.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please.
I always forget the 9.
Yeah, let's see.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
That's not good. 9. 1, 4, 6, 0, 0. There we go.
Please enter the meeting ID and press pound.
Kim on call? Kim?
No.
No.
One of our...
Connecting you to your
one of our
conference.
tax
Please
abatement
wait.
people not able to make it, and they're going to call.
Kevin? Kevin? Hello? Anybody on here?
Yes, Kevin Brewster.
Okay, we'll be ready for you in just a little bit. Just hang with us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay,
Thank you.
we're gonna call a meeting to order, the City of Washington Common Council meeting, August 10th, 2020, 6:30 p.m. at Council Chambers. Can we have a moment of silence for our veterans and our COVID-19 victims, please? And also keep Anita's mom and dad in their prayers. They're having some health issues. Thank you. Pledge allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Can we have roll call, please?
Yeah. Councilman Lunsford.
Here.
Councilman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Gresh.
Here.
Councilman Campton.
Here.
Councilman Emmons.
Here.
Councilman Dahl.
Here.
Councilman Showalter.
Here.
Okay. Everybody's here but our city attorney, Tim Dent. Okay, we got approval of the minutes from the July 27, 2020 public hearings and the regular meeting in front of you. Anybody have any questions on these? If not, can I have a motion to
I'll make a motion to approve.
Approve. Councilman Gresh makes a motion to approve,
Second.
and Councilman Brown seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And in front of you, you have the claims, written presentation of the claims. Does anybody have any questions on these claims?
Do these include the construction claims?
Yes.
One's here tonight, yes.
Yes.
One last.
The one she sent out today included those.
Yeah, because she revised.
Yeah, the last revision.
So were we supposed to move that
What's that?
and only approve these after we did the...
Board of Works.
Oh, that's what they're doing, they're changing.
Yes,
the roads.
yes, they moved the road station around in that.
I knew something did.
Yes.
I make a motion, we forward them to the Board of Works.
Councilman Brown makes a motion to forward them to the Board of Works. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Emmons. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Do we have any comments by the members of the public on anything other than what's on the agenda tonight? Yes, please, state your name, please.
My name is Michael Allen. May I approach?
Yes, please.
So, I'm here tonight I just wanted to hand out something I've prepared. It pertains to updating ordinances. The ordinance, I got like my favorite mess. Ordinance for accessory buildings. At the moment, as you know, the city of Washington allows up to 1,200 square feet of an accessory building on a piece of residential property. There's not very many limitations on the building of that request. And so I'm asking that the board consider looking at updating the ordinance. I took a look at our neighbor Jasper, and they have an ordinance that kind of talks about that the building needs to be of like kind of a primary residence, so that when it's built, it has the appearance of a primary residence. So I think that's important for the overall neighborhood. So anyway, I'd just like for that to be something you could consider. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Michael, what is your address, please?
It's on that piece of paper with 16 green acres.
Okay.
at the top.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Generally that is included in the covenants of the subdivision.
This is not in the subdivision.
This is not. a
Yeah.
subdivision.
I know, but
yeah. We can look at this and we can, look at this and talk to the city attorney and, we'll look at it and compare it to what we got and be open for discussion at any time with any of the council members if they want to, give me a call at any time. We can discuss this and look at it. Maybe bring it back up at the next meeting. Give us some time to do some looking into it.
So if I'm interested in kind of tracking the process and tracking the project, whether this is something that will come into effect, what do I need to do as a citizen? Come to the next meeting and just kind of track it from there?
Or you can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, because we need to put it on the agenda, we can talk about it, and I can have a conversation, see what the councils would like to do with it, and we can talk to our city attorney if that happens, and he'll have to draw it up, change the ordinance, and all that, but we can bring it up next meeting and talk about it, but, we can do some investigating on it in the next 2 weeks, and
But we'd still be a couple months away from
yeah, oh yeah, it takes some time, yes, it'll take some time to get done, but we can be glad to bring it up and talk about it some more if everybody wants to look into it and give me their thoughts at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, anybody else? Okay, we have no resolutions tonight. We got one ordinance, we got one final reading of ordinance number 7-2020, entitled "An Ordinance Vacating a Public Way in the Kinzers Edition of the City of Washington, Indiana." Could I have a motion to read this ordinance for the final reading?
Like title only.
title only.
Okay, Councilman Brown by title only.
I think
You're fine.
it doesn't matter.
Well, he wanted to read it. I was hoping he'd say by his title only.
I was just adding it to his, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Councilman Campton and second by Councilman Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. An ordinance vacating a certain public way in the Kinzers addition to the City of Washington. Okay, any?
I mean, it's an alley that we've
Yeah.
never updated ever. A lot of people don't even knew it existed. It's so short. It runs
Right.
to the railroad track. So I make a motion we approve this ordinance.
I will second that.
Okay, Councilman Brown made the motion to approve this ordinance, and Councilman Campton seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. This ordinance will go in effect. Oh, roll call, yes, oh, I'm sorry, I had that down. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lunsford. Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Gress.
Yes.
Councilman Campson.
Aye.
Councilman Emmons.
Aye.
Councilman Dahl.
Aye.
Councilman Showalter.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and we got an introduction of ordinance 8-2020 entitled An Ordinance for Additional Appropriations.
Will you read ordinance 8/2020?
Yes, Councilman Dahl makes a motion to read the ordinance 8-2020, second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, ordinance number 8-2020, additional appropriation of the city of Washington, Indiana. Whereas it has been determined that it is now necessary to appropriate more money than was originally appropriated in the annual budget. Now therefore, section 1, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Washington, Davis County, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following addition sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named and for the purposes specified, subject to laws governing the same. Funds named Community Crossing Grant Fund. Out of fund, would that be 40,000? Fund number 40?
400s, yes.
400, yes, capital overlays, $816,604. Total for the Community Crossing Grant Fund is the same. Adopted this blank day of blank 2020. Beth, you would like to explain that, please?
Yes, we have received Community Crossings grant of $408,302. It'll be in our account tomorrow. Our 50% of the match will come from the bond construction proceeds for the road, be used for the US 50 road. So we need to appropriate those funds in order to spend them because they're new funds coming in. When we put the bond fund with it, then we will have in that account $816,604, and we're just asking for permission to spend.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we have time to go through the normal process?
Yes, we will
Yes,
have the
yes.
public hearing next
Yes,
council,
yes.
or not, the 24th, and then we will have
Final
the
reading, final reading, yes.
final
And this
reading.
was nothing new that came up.
No, we just found out this is where we got it.
Right.
No, they,
Yeah. Just
that's what
procedure.
we received that grant, and it was to be used for the highway.
Yeah. It's a little different. Beth asked, which the appropriate way to do this, and this is what they said we need to do, just to fund the project.
Well, when I first read it, it just sounded like we were needing more money, Well,
No,
that's
we're
what
getting
got
more
to.
money.
I get it, yes, I get it now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's both pots. Yeah,
Yeah, this money we were gonna spend, we just got extra grant.
okay,
We got an extra grant to go with our grant money, so
Yep,
that's good.
right. Yeah, the community crossings. So, okay, if nobody's got any other questions, this ordinance will be up for a public hearing and a final reading at the next meeting. Okay, other business. We have tax abatement renewal request coming up with several individuals here. First of all, we got Eagle Rail Car. Is anybody here representing Eagle Rail Car? Okay, please stand. Okay, just kind of stand up and tell me, give us your names, please.
James Bullard, the general manager for Eagle Rail Car. Vic Bowers, plant manager here in Washington for Eagle Rail Car.
Okay. Okay, we got this abatement in front of us. Normally, we kind of, don't we just ask them to explain what we have in front of us? I know you guys have made a lot of expansions, done a lot of improvements. Kind of give us an update on your situation, on your employees and stuff, your number of employees.
Okay, so currently, we'll back up a few months, obviously, prior to our current state of the economy. We were up to 152 employees at one time. Since that time, we have unfortunately had to make some headcount reductions. We're still around that 100 mark is where we're at. Looking at the fourth quarter of 2020 looks very promising for the rail car industry. as a whole and specifically for this location here in Washington. So there's a number of things that happen throughout our industry throughout the year. Traditionally, the fourth quarter is always very strong for requalification work coming in for 2021. So that still looks very promising. We do feel like there's a change in the type of work that we're seeing. However, it does look strong. We've got to have some rough times to get through August and September, but we believe after that first part of October to mid-October, things will really pick up. So obviously, if we go back at the beginning of my conversation, we were up to 152 employees. We had still, for the size of this facility here, we had still not maximized our facility and maximized our operation. So we still have an opportunity here to grow additional shifts, including maximizing our night shifts, weekend shifts. When we built this facility here, we built our blast and paint building to allow us to be able to come back in and put an automated weld machine in at some point in the future. At some point, someday, that work will come back around, probably in the next few years, and we'll be able to make that additional investment and add in that automated machine as well. So similar facilities of the similar size that we have at some of our other locations in comparison, we would have somewhere north of 200 employees, which is where at some point someday we would like to see Washington get to as well.
Like I say, it's very unfortunate we're going through the times that we are, and I know it's affected you guys and other places around us. As you guys see, there's 2 abatements that are filed for Eagle Rail Car, 1 real estate, 1 equipment.
So are you done down there as far as all the construction and everything that was
For
originally?
the most part, yes. Yes, that's correct.
It looks like they're employing more than they estimated.
Yes, yes.
So it's been good.
Yeah, they've come a long way. I remember when, we all remember when they started, yes.
It started with 16.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't got down there since this year, since it's been so crazy, but I was there when I was fire chief, but I do want to get down there sometime after all this kind of settles down. And I know you've made a couple changes, a couple on personnel, you guys, because I've not met you guys yet, but.
And that is one big key pieces of our operation there. We recognized early on, obviously, as fast as we grew this operation in this facility here, we had to bring in skilled leadership. We had to bring in experienced leadership. So, which is all while Vic is here with us, and we've recruited and brought in other members of leadership from outside of the industry and brought them in Washington and injected them into that plan as well. And that is a big piece of it is, if we had took that same growth and we spread that out over a 10-year period, it would look much different, where we did that in really in about 2 years. So it's very rapid growth.
Anybody else have any questions for them on this abatement? I assume we make a motion to approve it
Yeah,
when
we'd have to
when we
make a
get
motion to
ready?
approve.
Yeah.
Do them singly.
Yes, we're gonna go through, we got 6 of them, we'll just,
I will make a motion to approve this. I'll second that.
We're doing each one.
Okay, we're gonna do both,
We're gonna do both.
Eagle Rail
Yeah,
cars
yeah.
together. We'll do both Eagle Rail cars together, so,
Just to save for time.
yeah. Councilman Campton makes the motion, Councilman Dahl seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Okay, all right, second, we got Alliance Barrier Films. I know Dean's here to represent them.
Hi, Dean Harwood, I'm plant manager. Alliance or Eyes and Flex. Right now we have 38 full employees and 12 temps on a 90-day work thing. They work 90 days, we'll hire them on as full employees. That brings up to 50 full-time employees. having a lot of trouble keeping people. They come and they go faster than we can get them in the plant, but we're projected to bring on 2 new full-time employees by the end of the year. The new line that we were talking about last year came in production on March 17. As of July 31st, it's produced 2.2 million pounds of plastic. Plant totals as of July 31st, we produced 13.6 million pounds of plastic. We haven't slowed down any. During the height of the epidemic, we paid a premium to the workers just to keep them on the jobs. Still didn't help with a lot of the employees. I just don't understand the situation, but we're finished with all of our machinery. We are bringing in machinery to help the plant, but there's no new production. Or we got a $135,000 air conditioning unit that will be put in next month, and a $55,000 machine that will help slit the rows down and scrap rows, and we can regrind it and put it into repel, feed it back into the machines. So that's about all I've got. If you've got any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Well, you said March 31st, well, that was line number 3, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's line 4.
Oh, line 4,
Yeah.
that was finished on March 31st. Okay. I don't know what we do now.
We have 4 full lines now.
Okay.
That's all the building.
I'm just trying to
Let's say
count how
half
many
to or
they
something.
have submitted versus how many they.
What's it say on the 4th line here?
We have
Yeah, this,
4, but then there should be 2 from grade A.
there is, yeah, there is, it's separate.
But do we have the 4th one there? How many lines vary if you guys count?
I have 2 and then 2 of each.
Yeah.
So we're missing
Acquisition.
2.
Well, yeah, this one's kinda, I think.
This one will go off,
leaving, yeah.
so is there still 1 we're missing?
I think we don't have one for line number 4, is what it is.
Okay, so that probably should have been done, right? If it's installed?
Well, we didn't know till, I didn't know till tonight, but it was
Well,
installed.
if it was installed this year, would it be
Yeah,
taxed next year?
Well, that's what we're doing them for. Yeah, right. We're doing it for next year's taxes, right?
right.
Yeah, this is for,
What are the Great Eastern?
that's the building.
Yeah, that's the building and
Building
equipment, yeah. Oh, just building on both, yeah, there's 2 different ones on building, on theirs from, and then not yet installed, so this is one Joe left behind, this paper,
That's the only ones that I got
from the county.
Yeah, got all of them on
But
here.
this is a new one, though, that it should be filed, probably.
They probably need to file
We
it.
probably need to check on that 4th one, the new line,
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't think the new line's in this one.
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't,
Looking
yeah,
at these, I don't see that the new line's on there, so we probably need to, we approved that way back when,
See,
with
this-
anticipation it was gonna be installed, so.
there's the 3rd one here, 5130,
Okay, so we probably need to check on that one, and we can take care of
and
that
there's
one.
number 2, 6100, so we don't have that 4th one, yeah,
So we are missing one of them is going off,
yeah,
so you don't need a one for that one.
right.
So we are we'll check on that, but we can still approve these. if we-
Yes. Yeah, we have 2 of them in front of us, we're gonna go ahead and approve, and then we'll check on that 4th line, which we just, like I said, I just found out this evening it was installed, so,
Well, I just wanna make sure that we get it taken care of.
Yeah.
That was tentative. Did we need to do anything to make it final?
Well,
I don't know, I'm
that
not,
may be something we need to ask Tim, just to make sure that we don't have. to-
yeah. And,
Question.
We kind of said, well, no, we approved it pending installation,
yeah,
so.
I mean, it's on our list, but
Okay.
But I probably just need to run it by Tim, but
it was approved, back in 17, according to this paperwork, 11/27 of 17 it was approved. It just says, not, applicable and, not installed yet, but now we'll talk to Tim,
Yeah, I
our
just wanna
city
make sure.
attorney, and,
So we probably don't, what you're saying is we don't have to approve it because it was.
it's already approved as an abatement, we just need to have
yeah,
the paperwork stating that,
On
Yeah.
the first one, how long was that? You said one's done?
5 years.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, this started back in 2013, and we implemented that one in 2014.
Probably in effect in,
So, and then it comes off in 2000, so it's no longer on this tax, so they didn't have to. do that.
2020 is the last year for it.
But we need to make sure so that you don't get,
Yeah,
so that doesn't get crossed and they start sending tax bills that they're not paying or something.
right, right. We'll check into that and talk to Tim, but yeah, okay. On that, anybody got any other, more questions for these two that's in front of us?
I move we approve the ones that are in front of us.
Okay, Councilman Dahl makes the motion approved, Councilman Brown seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed? Okay, Dean, are you gonna represent this, these other two on, Great Eastern?
Great Eastern,
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay, well, it might not be, they had your name, contact person, but it's the ones on the building.
Yeah, that's the buildings.
It was one from the, I guess Economic Development's behind that one, and Boyd Incorporated is just owned by Eastern, Great Eastern. There's two more abatements for the real estate, but that probably, yeah, like I say,
Yeah, it does have your name.
it has his name as a contact person, but,
I mean, everything's still the same as everything else, right?
mm-hmm,
As far as employees, right?
yeah. Yeah, it's the same bill, company, it's still,
I mean, I'll make a motion to approve these two. I mean, the numbers are the same as what the employee wise as far as the other ones.
I guess
so.
Ronnie came and represented,
This is when they sold the building actually to the
Yeah,
the
one
new
would be the
company.
plant, the other one would be the warehouse.
Yes, that's what it is,
It's when they sold those to them from when the new company took over, I believe.
yeah,
I'd second that.
okay. Yeah, those two, one of them will go off in 2024 and the other in 2027 on those two, ones from Great Eastern. Okay, we had a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, thanks, Dean. Okay, and then the next one we got, is, Indiana Municipal Power Association on the solar field equipment. We don't have a representative here from INFA tonight, but, like I say, Randy served as president on that board for many years.
That was kind of a normal.
And it's just, yeah, it's just what it is. I mean, it's on the equipment out there for the solar field.
Which we need no employees, so looks like the cost is
Yeah.
the same.
It's one that's in effect now, and it'll go off in 2027. It's a 10-year abatement.
I move we approve it.
Second.
Okay. Councilman Dahl makes a motion, and Councilman Emmons seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay, now we have NASCO. We've got Jordan here representing NASCO.
I'm Jordan Sherman. I'm transitioning into the CFO position at NASCO. We have just recently, 2 weeks ago, moved into our new offices, which is the boiler house in the back, which is an old empty building that we converted into 2 floors of office space, so about 7,200 square feet of office space. We did get our certificate of occupancy for the warehouse back at the end of December, and we moved operation early January there. So we are up and running in the new locations. We're still waiting on a connection piece that connects the new offices of the warehouse to the factory. And that connection piece will also have employee break room and bathrooms, and it'll connect right into our HR office in the new offices. This project was supposed to start in June of 2018. It was delayed, and I think it finally broke ground in December of 18 when it was supposed to be completed. We've seen delays the whole time, so it's taking a lot longer than we anticipated, and they still today updated me and said it's going to be a couple more months. When we applied for the abatement, we had around 100 employees, and as of today, we're at, I think, 99. And that's simply due to the fact, same reasons where it's hard to keep people. We would love to add about 20 more employees right now. We have the space for them and the need for them. It's just hard getting people in the door right now. Due to our training, you only bring on 1 or 2 at a time, so by the time you get them up and running, if they decide to leave, then you got to start that process over again. I think that's it. I mean, we have not laid anybody off during this pandemic, we utilized the PPP loan to keep everybody employed and keep everybody working. And we're hopeful. I mean, third quarter, fourth quarter, we usually see large increase in sales, so we're still looking for employees, and with the new office space now, we're looking for new salary positions as well. We still anticipate adding a new accounting clerk soon, and a couple inside sales positions, and some IT, and even a possibility of a social media employees.
Like I say, this is a 10-year abatement also. Went in effect in 2018 and it goes off in 2028.
I mean, these are different times, so I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
the employee thing, I'm usually a really big thing on the employee thing, but, you know, I mean, how can we this year? You know,
Mhm.
I mean, it's a tough, I really, you know, when we talk about abatements, employees is probably one of my biggest things that I talk about. That's an instant payback for us, because, you know, we're gonna defer the property tax, but we can get payroll taxes and stuff, so.
And I think our original goal was 10 more hourly employees and 5 more salary. And before the completion of the offices, we had no more space to bring in a new salary position. We were doubled up in offices throughout the building we were in.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm just glad that you're getting done. It looks good.
It looks great. Looks really good. I look forward to going out there someday when this is all and settles down and look at it, because the warehouse looks really good. I know it's nice to have everything on one site now.
Yes, it is.
Okay, any other questions for Jordan?
Make a motion to accept it.
Darren makes a motion to accept this abate,
second.
and Councilman Campton seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Thanks, Jordan. And, okay, we'll turn the volume up a little bit. Okay.
You still there, Kevin?
I am.
Yeah, we haven't forgot you. We finally got to you. Next one's Indiana Safety. We got Kevin Bush online to represent Indiana Safety. Go ahead, Kevin. Tell us, give us a little update on your facility.
Is this abatement actually showing for Indiana Safety or Bush Commercial Properties?
Indiana Safety.
Okay. We had recently constructed a new warehouse and office space, occupied this fully in February. Business has been very strong. We've actually hired 9 people since February. Very busy. Obviously, we sell COVID-19 related products, surgical masks, N95 masks, hand sanitizers, nitrile gloves, everything that you see on the news every night. And our sales have been ridiculously strong, which is a good thing. And thankfully, we had this warehouse up and moving about the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, the only thing I have, you know, there's no cost figures on here. I don't know. You know, what are we actually abating? Do you see?
We ended up,
am I missing
total
something?
investment, I believe, was about $980,000.
Okay, I don't know if this form probably needs to be resubmitted. There's no figures on it, so there's nothing really to abate.
You got the 800 on the bottom.
Where's that?
Well,
Okay, I missed it.
Yeah, got 800.
It's not in the top part, it's just in the very small
very
part.
small print on the bottom. It showed Kevin, and we got it.
Okay, we're good.
Showed 800,000 on the bottom,
Is
but
that too?
yeah, I know your building. As when I was in fire chief, when I came over and inspect that building, is a big addition and a big improvement for your business. And like you said, it probably did come at the right time. This it was approved in May of 2019, and actually will go in effect next year, 2021. This is first year. Okay. Anybody else have any questions for Kevin?
Make a motion to approve it.
Councilman Gresh makes a motion to approve it. Councilman Shore seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Kevin, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Okay, let's see, we got anything else for the good of the order? Anybody in the audience have anything for us? Yeah. I just have two reminders before we finish here. I got a reminder that employees' blood draws tomorrow and Thursday at the community building from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for anybody that's on our insurance program, spouses, retirees, whatever, council members. Just a reminder on that. And also, Debbie wanted me to remind you about the budget workshop next Monday night, starting at 5 p.m. here in the council chambers. It's always a lot of fun. And we will have provide supper for you that night.
Will there be a test afterwards?
There might be, might be a test for me. Yeah. But just keep that in mind. If you can make it, we'll get through this. We've made some big progress on the budgets, and we've been working on those for several weeks now. So it's been quite a eye-opener for the first time. And that's all I got. Councilman Gresh, you have anything?
Other than if anybody's not went down and looked at all our progress on our construction jobs, they should make the trip.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We're making, I like, it's going good. Wastewater projects, I go out there like twice a week just to see the progress, and they're doing a good job. And highway project, just a reminder, it's tight going through there. Be careful, slow down. Yeah, it's, but it's going quite well. I'm quite pleased with it. Councilman Dahl?
One thing I would have, I guess for John, is we probably ought to work on getting our zoning map updated.
Yeah, we still have Ed, and I'm sure we can reach out to Ed and he can do that for us. So we still got him till at least the end of the year. We'll work on that.
One other thing.
Yeah.
Used to, we had a ordinance book. Do we still get an ordinance book?
Yeah, yes, and yes, we do have, we got them turned back in, one of the council members that left, and I'll check and make sure those, we're gonna see if those updated. I know we had some updates to do on those, and I know Debbie's got some books. I'll look into that, because
Thank you.
that's just probably got overlooked these last few months with everything going on, but yes, we'll have one for you, if I have to update it myself.
I need one also.
Okay, yeah, anybody else? Got three, that's about, I think, everybody else should have one, no. We had
Remember
four.
when they were updated?
We updated, I don't know,
I mean, are they not on the website?
That's right.
They are on the
Okay,
website,
so
yeah,
I
but,
don't need it. As long as the website is up.
yeah, website updates, they update that for us,
then that's-
so,
That's all I need.
Yeah, because you gotta remember the ordinances that you approve here, you gotta go put them in your book if you're gonna update your book.
yeah. And we do, I have both ways, we always kept the book updated. We do have books, if anybody wants the book, we'd be glad to update that. And I think we already had the pages, we just can make sure they're done.
Some of the other council members turned theirs back in.
Yes, we got the reform back there now.
So you can have mine. I do online.
Yeah.
Mine's probably.
But we'll look into
mine's
that, yeah,
probably
we
10 years
can
behind.
do that. Councilman Shore?
Good.
Good. Councilman Graham?
I'm good.
Councilman Cannon?
I've got two things.
Okay.
Number one, the last administration, it was brought up about jake breaking. Are you interested in tackling that or not, or?
I've had one person in this first 8 months call and ask me about that. And I kind of let slip, not bring it back, change it. It's up to you guys if you want to address that or not. I remember being in the audience and sitting there and listening to that conversation before.
I think we've got an ordinance somewhere on it, but I think the question was about putting signs on the highway, and NDOT said no, because that's a safety concern to
Really?
because
Well, other cities,
yeah, I see them on the highway everywhere I go.
I think they gotta be in, I don't know.
Everywhere I go, I see them right on the highway.
and I know it's hard to enforce, and again, I don't have a personal problem, I never hear jake, but I've had a couple people, in 6 months ask me, asked me about it.
If I'm
So
not
anyway.
mistaken,
Yeah.
I think we already have an ordinance somewhere. about it.
Yeah, I think we do. I'll look at it and we'll look at it again, see what it says. I'm not sure,
It was just, I think Tim's concern was, is enforcing that we don't
Well, I know we
have signs.
Yeah, it's hard to enforce anyway, but at least, we'd have something.
and, highways are all the entry points, and if you can't have them on the highways, then,
More sense in having.
Yeah, that's pretty much what.
I mean, it's kind of tough. But I'll look into it and talk to NDOT again and see if that's still where they stand. Okay.
Speaking on signs, how's the Trevor sign coming?
That's gonna be part of the signs that we got, Mr. Williams working on. What's your sign? He's working on a whole new sign, and that's part of it.
Okay.
It's,
I just knew we-
yeah, we're updating the signs, and hopefully we'll have those done anytime he's going at them, and we're gonna start putting those up as they get them done. We got 6 of them, I believe, and we're gonna put those up as they get them done. We're not gonna wait till they're all done and then put them up. We're gonna try to get those up as soon as possible.
My second thing,
Yeah.
the hardest one,
Okay?
the Herb Parham property. Did we ever decide on anything on that water?
We was gonna go, and I'll talk, we was gonna go down and work on
I know, but we.
the piping up by the road.
He's been dealing with this for 3 years.
Now,
And,
according to Ed, city was gonna do the piping up by the road. And then, Gresh gave Herb an estimate on the other work, which
okay,
Ed said,
so, see, this is where the Herb, you met him.
yes,
and-
he's my neighbor, yes.
Okay, I think he, in his mind, he believes that you're gonna do it all. So,
That could be. I can reach out to him and we are to take care of the part up the road.
By the road.
And Ed told Gresh to give him an estimate. I know Gresh sent him an estimate.
okay.
And he might be, I'll touch base with him and see if we can, take care of that and see if he understands and,
Cause I think he is pretty
Yeah.
positive, he's under
yeah,
pressure.
that might be, and I know, Herbie. Okay, I'll reach out and see, because Ed's was behind this and told him that, and we had a meeting here once, not that long ago, and Herb was here, and Ed was present, and Ed, I thought, was quite, explained it quite well to him, that, that part of it was gonna be on him, and we're gonna take care of the road now. Herb, might still maybe didn't understand. I'll reach out to him and see if we can straighten that up. But that's where we're at on it. We've pretty well, I don't think we've I'll check and make sure we haven't did our road part of it up there yet, but that's the long and short of it. Okay, I'll look into that.
That's all I have.
Okay, Councilman Emmons? Okay, Councilman Lunsford?
I've reached out to Bud Trousdale several times on a rooster issue behind Tractor Supply, the last road before the railroad track to the right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think right now what that.
On the right, it's either,
Country something?
it's either Sunrise or
Country View.
Wayside. Sunrise.
Okay, so I talked to Casper today about some other things.
Yeah.
He's gotten some calls too. Beth has went out there multiple times. They promised different things, different times. They said they couldn't catch them, then they were in the pen. They were out again all weekend. Now the neighbors were drinking and chasing them and kicking them, and she was gonna go, it's multiple calls, constant. It's getting out of hand. So she was gonna go talk to them today and possibly start citing them until they're removed, because, they're obviously just, seems like they're just telling her what she wants to hear.
Something to think about. Beth came to me today about that ordinance on livestock and those kind of things inside the city limits, and wanted me to think about looking at that and having us look at that again.
You mean making it more restrictive?
No, well, she just like to do away, no livestock at all, no
Be more
in the
restrictive.
city at all. Yes, more restrictive. She liked to see it, because she said we really don't have the means to handle some of these situations. And she's talking about the bigger livestock. We got a horse issue we're dealing with that they want to come in front of the council with. And they said, our ordinance says you have to have at least an acre of ground. They don't say an acre of pasture, it says an acre of ground. And so, you know, so we got that, we're dealing with right now, and she'd like for us to look at that and think about that, and how to address that. You know, we run into some of these issues like this, and chickens and roosters and stuff like that is a big thing. One of the main things we've had everything from potbelly pigs and everything else in the city. So it's something to think about, possibly.
Without looking at the ordinance, I mean, I didn't realize chickens were allowed regardless of size.
Roosters are.
There is a stipulation in there. I don't have it in front of me right now, but there is a stipulation because there is some down on Oak Grove Road, which getting really, it's still in the city. And I forget how it reads, but there is a stipulation where they can have them.
They're to stay pen, they're not to be free range.
I didn't,
Yeah.
you just.
I
You can't have a rooster.
Right, and that's three of the main
So-
ones that are staying out.
So you can have chickens in pens, is what you're saying?
According to our ordinance right now.
Okay, I've been asked, believe it or
Yeah.
not. I tell them
Well-
you can't have chickens.
Now,
I was under that impression.
A lot of, like covenants have it where you can't. have
Oh, these
them,
are,
you
this,
know, but-
But yeah, she's going to start enforcing it, but we need maybe look at that. I told her I'd talk to you guys tonight about it. I'm glad you brought it up because I almost forgot it. I didn't have it jotted down on my notes.
Would she be willing to, like, look at what other places are doing as far as that?
I'll
Maybe
have-
submit something to us?
I'll
I mean,
have
I
her.
think that'd be the easiest.
I'll have her do that. I'll have her look into some places. She's got some places she works, quite closely with. I'm
And
sure
also,
she can do that.
something to look into too, like a grandfather clause too, because what do you do with the person?
Well, that's what she
Like
talked
my
about.
neighbor has a goat.
She talked about that today.
Yeah,
She
for
talked about maybe you have to
7 years.
grandfather the people in, and then once they, like, there's a residence here in the city that's got a horse, and when they move or they make it where they can't allow to have any more of them. What they got is what it is, and if they move or anything, that goes away.
And on the opposite road, right before, what do you call it, Sunnyside?
Sunrise.
The one before that, they're
Wayside.
what you call New Guineas or something like that, but they're fenced in, they're
Really?
contained, they never get out. And
We have a lot of different.
so, yeah, I think like the grandfather,
We'd have to probably do that to be fair, and just kind of maybe eventually.
I think it'd be easier if it came from her since she's dealing with the issue.
I'll have her look in that though. I will tell her look into other
I'm
communities
sure she'd
and
be
give us.
tickled to death too, if she's part of it too.
Yeah, and she's already, there's some things we don't deal with anymore through animal control, so we're kind of reduced down anyway. So I'll have her look at that and get back with us, and then maybe come and address the council. I just not had the the department heads come here lately, unless they really have something on the agenda, trying to keep the crowd down. Just what we've been dealing with. Okay.
I would have one other thing.
Okay.
And it's with what Michael handed out. He contacted me 2-3 weeks ago about this, right, roughly. We've had a couple conversations. I reached out to Casper and stuff. So I didn't really know. I kind of reached out to some people today about how to get this spearheaded, to at least look into it. And this is what we came up with.
I was just-
Best route to go. So I'd at least like everybody take the time and look at it, and then I guess, so next week it will just be an open discussion, or?
Well, I was at that RBZ meeting recently, and we kind of had, I know what he's in reference to, and I don't know, I have to see where we go from here.
Okay. So do you want,
I was gonna have it, maybe bring it back up and put it on the agenda for next meeting and talk about it, but I don't know, it's kind of,
right. I'm not asking
anytime
for
we're
like an
trying
answer,
to,
I just
yeah,
wonder what the
yeah.
actual,
procedure.
yeah.
Well, the ordinance will have to get changed, and that takes a little time, and, but we'd have to have the council make that recommendation.
Right,
Okay. But we will look into that, really. We've got a lot of things to look into, but, but we'll look into that, and, get back on that. Okay, anything else?
I have one thing.
Okay,
We have applied for some of the reimbursement for the money that we have spent for the COVID, PPEs and different educational types of like computers and stuff like that. And we've gotten $12,662.92 back on the first round. And we've got 2 more applications going in, so we're.
you know,
Was that federal or state figure?
It's federal
This-
money.
yeah, and this was a grant that we was awarded $308,000. But it has stipulations on it for PPE and some equipment and stuff. But they have, they're opened it up a little bit wider, because, I mean, we've applied 3 times now, and we're just finished, the 3rd time we just finished up. And it's a lot of money, but, I mean, we just not had that need. I mean, we've been quite fortunate on PPE and equipment and stuff, so they have opened, and we're looking into some other communities are getting other things with it, so. Yeah, we want to be in the guidelines. We want to make sure we stay in the guidelines before we do any of that. Okay. But we're working on that. All right. Anybody else? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call this meeting adjourned. Board of Works in 5 minutes. Okay, let's call this Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, August 10th, 2020, to order, please. In front of us, we have the approval of the minutes. Regular meeting of July 27th, 2020. Do I have a motion or any questions on these minutes?
I move we approve them.
Councilman All makes a motion, and I'll second that. Okay, we have a discussion and approval of pay application number 2 for ARC Construction Wastewater Treatment Plant Improvement Project.
We've reviewed it and recommended payment to ARC, pay application number 2.
Okay.
In the amount of $106,968.11.
Yeah,
Recommend payment to them.
Okay.
They got about half the walls up now.
About 40%.
Yeah.
I talked to Terry today. That was his guesstimate, but he said they're on schedule right now and it's proceeding well, so I have no issues that I need to report to you on.
I move we approve it.
Good. Okay, Councilman All makes a motion to approve it. I'll second that. All right. Then we got a discussion and approval of a pay application number 1 for Don Gresh Construction on Business 50 West Sewer.
Yes, the sewer pay application number 1 is in the amount of $119,869.65.
Yes, 65 cents, yes. 65 cents, yes.
And we've reviewed it. Of course, you can see the work that's going on, the quantities, they have performed the work, and we recommend payment on the sewer to Gresh in that amount.
Okay. I'll make a motion to pay this application.
I'll second that.
Okay. And then again, we also have pay application number 1 for Don Gresh Construction Business 50 West on the water side.
Yes, and it's in the amount of $261,186.97. Agreed. And again, we have reviewed the quantities and recommend payment to them in that amount.
I move we approve it.
Councilman Ball makes a motion, and I second that. Okay, all right, thanks.
The Mayor, the other thing we're doing, we will submit those to SRF. Beth and I have been in discussions, and we're trying to bring everything up to date, the non-construction costs like engineering fees and even Baker Tilly's and your legal fees. We're gonna bring that all up to date and get that to SRF so we can work through that process. So when they take those bans out, we'll have everything in order.
I know, Beth, and you've been working on that, and I've seen the emails come back and forth, and I appreciate all the work. I know this is a big paper trail and a lot of work to do it, but you guys are keeping, you and Beth both are keeping things straight.
And then the other thing I'd like to just make you aware of this month, in August, we're having construction progress meetings. We have one this Thursday. It'll be here in this office, and then 2 weeks, August 27th, I believe it is. We're doing 2 the first month. Nick, John, and I, along with Donnie Gresh, just thought it'd be good. We get together and make sure everyone's moving okay and progressing, and there's no issues out there. And then we'll probably go down to monthly meetings after that. And we're doing the same on the wastewater plant. I haven't reviewed that with our construction. So.
Running across anything unexpected yet?
Oh, they're hitting all kinds of lines. You know, no one knew they were there. I mean, but
some dead ones.
Contractor knew it, we knew it,
Yeah.
you knew it. I mean, it's just part of it.
Yeah.
There's one, you know, we had to use 45s to get under a sewer line. It's just part of it.
And I'm getting those weekly reports on email showing what's been done that week prior, you know, and they've been really good, very informative. They found a dead one, they found some live ones. They've
So, knock on wood, so far so good.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult project for,
yeah.
as you know. I mean, it's a tough project, but starting out of the gates, it's gone well.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Okay. All right, anything else? Okay. We've got discussion and approval of the claims submitted. Any questions on those claims that have been submitted by the council?
I move we approve the pay estimates.
Okay, David makes a motion to approve them, and I'll second that. And we've got the reading the bank statements and donations if we have any.
Okay, I think we had a little bit of donations for the animal control this month, but
Okay.
I always like the puppies and kitties to give money to. On the bank statements, the total for the whole city and all the accounts is $32,052,863.30. Interest of $5,572.22. The utility account, which is basically our operating account for the utilities, is $8,157,878.98, and the other city account is $11,036,509.44. The other accounts are pretty much insurance accounts and bond accounts, so those are committed money.
Okay. Okay. Any questions on that? I don't have any. Very good. And last, we have a discussion approval of sidewalk and curb replacement application that came in since we've approved the other, I think it was 5 or 6 that we approved. Jonathan, you got anything on this?
This is just from the hospital, just southeast corner of the pediatric clinic. Approximately 130 foot, I think, with a drive entrance behind the pediatric clinic. It's in pretty bad shape. There's quite a bit of washout area due to coming off of Grand Avenue, but then also coming from the north. So it's pretty much just replaced pretty quick, couple-day job, and they'd like to get on it pretty quick if we could.
So from the parking lot east to the corner of 15th Street on Grand there on the north side of the road. They came to us, and me and Jonathan, and we had meetings with the hospital, and right after these others were approved, they came and asked if they could get onto the program. And they filled out the application, and Jonathan did the cost sharing, and that's what it turned out to be.
That's a pretty broken up area.
Yeah, very much so.
But we are making progress on the sidewalks and stuff. We've done the Mexican store down there across from Horizon, and we're working on the Pregnancy Care Center now, and then we're going to jump and do the hospital, and then we got 4 residentials to do.
We're hoping by the end of the week that Pregnancy Care Center, at least on the Front Street side of it, we're going to gain approximately 5 foot 8 inches back of the intersection to the city street. So hopefully that's going to help the bus and bigger truck traffic that usually heads north or south.
Yeah,
There are different times of day there.
If you're sitting there at a stop sign on Front Street to the north, yeah, it's tight. That'll help. That'll help, yes.
And actually, I guess we'll also, the curb that does gel on Walnut, that's actually going to suck in about another 3 feet. So we're actually going to kind of widen and take back as much as we can, but still giving a nice parking lot for the Pregnancy Care Center.
And they're redoing the parking lot on their own while we're doing this.
Right. You need a motion on this?
Yes, we need a motion to approve this application, please.
So moved.
Okay, I'll second that. Okay. Anybody else in the audience got anything for the Board of Works? Seeing none, hearing none. I'm going to call this meeting adjourned.